Is venison heart healthy? Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, I am Kieran Campbell, registered dietitian. I wanted to talk today a little bit about venison and heart health. I work at a hospital, in case you didn't know, and I also live in Michigan. And right now, in October, it is prime hunting season. My husband is a hunter himself. He hunts whitetail deer. I occasionally go out with him. I went out yesterday and I'm going to go out again tonight. But as far as venison, I don't know if you guys have ever tried venison, but if you live in Michigan, you probably know someone who hunts, or maybe you hunt. And it's just not my thing. I don't like to eat a whole lot of it, but a lot of it is probably the fact that venison is a red meat. And according to the American Heart Association and research, we should limit our intake of red meat to only on occasion, maybe once or twice a week tops. And the reason being is because more red meat intake is associated with a higher risk for heart disease, including atherosclerotic heart disease. Atherosclerosis being the hardening of your arteries, which is what you want to avoid. So venison, while it is super lean, just like if you go to the store and you buy like a sirloin, the loin part of the animal is going to be your leanest part of the beef, the cow. So ground sirloin, round, with any animal, the round is and the sirloin are going to be the leanest parts of the animal. But whether it's duck or beef or mutton or pork or venison, it's still red meat. It's still if it's got a liver, it's got cholesterol. So, and it's got to have saturated fat as well. All animal products are going to have saturated fat and cholesterol. But if you eat them in moderation, you should only eat them once or twice a week. For the most part, stick more to your plant-based sources of protein and other plant-based food sources. Fruits, vegetables, whole grains. And as far as plant-based sources of protein, I'll have to do another video on that so you get an idea of what good sources of plant-based protein are to include in your diet. So venison, it does have some fat in it. It also has more polyunsaturated fats and less saturated fat than a lot of other meats because it is lean. But venison does have slightly more cholesterol than other types of red meat, but it's a very negligible amount, so don't worry too much about that. But just keep in mind, if you do eat venison, still eat it only in moderation, once in a while. Because I have heard stories about people eating the crap out of venison and then going to get their blood work done, and their total cholesterol is high. It's which is above 200. Anytime your total cholesterol is above 200 milligrams per deciliter, that is too high. Your goal should be to get the total cholesterol under 200. Okay, so just so you have that as a reference. So keep your venison intake to once or twice a week tops, along with any other red meat you might be eating. And I do also want to mention that venison, since it does have some cholesterol in it, some people are more sensitive to dietary cholesterol than other people. So as far as a total amount of cholesterol you need to be aiming for, try and keep your total daily cholesterol under 300 milligrams per day. Okay? So if you can do that, then you will be A-okay. But like I said, any amount of saturated fat, try and keep less than 10% of your total daily intake, which is what the dietary guidelines recommend. The American Heart Association is a little more strict. It tells you to limit your saturated fat to 5 or 6% of your total daily calorie intake, which so it's a bit more strict. I wish I knew how much saturated fat venison had. I don't know off the top of my head, but I'll put it in this video somewhere. And happy hunting, everyone. If you live in Michigan, and or if you deer hunt, or if you know anyone who deer hunts, I hope to be posting a lot more about, you know, maybe recipes for using your venison this season. We get a lot of ground venison, and we use it in spaghetti and things instead of the ground beef. Sorry to cut that off. I just wanted to say thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And you can also visit the Kieran Campbell Nutrition website for more information. Thanks.